Hello and welcome to this StreamYard production for Brother Be Well. My name is Mitieli Gonemaituba and I'm an intern and production assistant for Brother Be Well. Today we will be discussing some personal experiences and observations of mental health in the Hmong community. To help with today's discussion is Kevin Herr.
Hi.
Kevin identifies as a Hmong male. He lives in Sacramento and is currently studying biochemistry at Sacramento State University. Welcome, Kevin.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Given that neither one of us are experts in the field of mental health, today's conversation will solely revolve around personal observations and personal experiences. With that, my first question to you, Kevin, is what is your personal idea or your personal definition of mental health?
Me personally, I like to say you could do anything if you put your mind to it. So having a positive kind of way of thinking, mental health really plays a factor into who you think of yourself as a person. And how I see mental health is basically the way you function as a person. Because I've seen people with a very struggling mental health, and they just think so low of themselves, and they just kind of always so down about everything. So mental health, I don't really have a exact definition that I would say, but like I believe it's it's something that keeps you functioning in the way that you want to. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Now, um, now with you being part of the Hmong community by birth and by blood, what do
Yes.
you think your community's perspective of mental health is, or how does your community define mental health?
Honestly, for me, growing up, I don't think they cared much for mental health because it was like as being me as a Hmong male, I was growing up around older people like grandpas and uncles where they want you to have a lot of pride as a male, like your feelings didn't matter, nothing else mattered. It was like you're a male, you must do these certain type of things to uphold your name as a male. And so how I see it, that they don't they have a lack of care for mental health, and they don't really, I don't think, I can't define it as well. For me, just based on what I've seen, it's it's more of just you do these things to do it, and it's like you just don't think about it. It's more of just uphold it.
Is it safe for me to assume that you have a difficult time defining mental health because your own community has a difficult time defining mental health?
Yes, because it never played a role in my life thinking about mental health and how they thought about it. Because for me, I just did whatever I was told, and so they never cared what I thought, what I was doing, or what someone else thinks of what they're doing. It's more of just do it. And that's why in the Hmong community you see so many what is it, murder suicides. There's actually quite a few if you look up the statistics. Is because most of them are just mentally ill, and they never were able to share what they think, and they kind of just I don't want to say that they're robots in a way, but they just followed whatever that they didn't want to do, and so it just kind of affects your mental health.
I see. Now, do you personally value mental health?
Yes, I value mental health a lot, and
So, why is that?
because for me, I was also mentally ill, like not like I was like psychotic or anything, but like I want to say I was not in the best place myself mentally. Back in high school, I went through a lot of things like the physical image and, just figuring out who I am as a person until I got to college. And then, I got into powerlifting, and I met a whole bunch of people, they helped me realize that you have to kind of value yourself and boost your own self-esteem in order to help your mental health, because there's nothing better than loving yourself as a person. And having that, well, at least it helped me in having a better mental health and thinking more positively about everything, and being able to see um, kind of like how reality is in a way, you know. So I value it a lot.
Now, do you think your community, the Hmong community, values it, or have they started to show some interest in finding value in mental health?
Nowadays, I think they do. I see a lot of there's a lot of movements out there, and a lot of things that people are doing, which is it's good. It's they're actually getting into touch with the Hmong community, their own community, and hosting. I see like some classes or some events where they have like mental health. They help, mental screenings or something. And you see it all over social media. And so I do see that they starting to value it, but I still know a lot of people who are still very traditional, and they just kind of, it's whatever to them.
So for those who haven't really come around to mental health in your community, what do you think can be done in order to change that, or what do you think change of that view can be beneficial for those people?
Honestly, I'm not too sure, because for me, like knowing those very traditional Hmong people, they could be very stubborn, and but so it'll be hard to kind of have them change, because they're so used to it, and so they don't see, you wouldn't see eye to eye with them. But I do think that this change would be very beneficial, and trying to help them realize that mental health plays to a big factor of who we are, and without having a healthy mental health, it affects not only you but everyone around you, and it can lead to anything, like alcoholism, substance abuse. And so I think it's very beneficial to be healthy in the mental mind.
Now, you said that you've had a time in high school where you've experienced
Mhm.
unstable mental health, and you said that's different now. Could you share how you know how that change has been beneficial for you?
I would say my change in mental health came when I was able to drop weight, and then I see myself physically as someone better, like it made me realize that things could change, and people are given multiple chances into bettering themselves.
The change, how has it benefited you? The change in idea of mental health.
I was able to realize a lot more things, like about life and reality, and I stopped living in my own little world with having a healthier mindset, because and well, because it's I was so in my own little corner, and it was just my mental health wasn't in the right place, because I was thinking like, will I even survive, live this long? I started having like suicidal thoughts. So it was bad. Yeah, it was bad to have those kind of thoughts. Well, a person should never think about killing themselves or harming themselves. You know, and so having that better mental health really it made me think more positively about myself as a person, and it kind of helped me develop a better mindset to help others. You know.
You've accredited your better mental health with your weight loss journey. Um, did you think from the beginning that you had to lose weight to have a better mindset of yourself, or was that something you discovered during or after your weight loss journey?
I would say it was something to help me discover more about myself because honestly, I felt like I was never going to lose weight. I felt like I was just going to keep gaining and gaining, and then I was eventually going to, okay, who knows, maybe one day something will happen, you know. And so uh, it was it was something that because back in high school, you know, you have a lot of judge judgmental people around you. You know how teenagers are, and so I thought that like people looked at me in a weird way, you know, like I wasn't normal, and I don't know if they did or didn't, but it's just that high school mentality where all the hormones are hitting at one time, and you just kind of in your own kind of think you thinking too much, overthinking about it, and so it was. I wouldn't say that weight loss was to define my mental health, but I would say it was something that helped me kind of just think in a more a different way, and it was a start. It was a good start. Let's just say that.
Okay, well, that's all about the time we have for today's discussion. We hope to continue this conversation in the future, that it'll bring much needed awareness to the Hmong community.
Mhm.
But Kevin, we thank you for your time, and we thank you, viewers, for taking the
Thank you for
time
having
for
me.
watching. Thank you. If you want to see more of our content, feel free to visit our website, mentalhealthca.org, for more conversations like this and more reading articles that talk about similar things. I am Mitieli Gonemaituba for Brother Be Well, signing off with a reminder to brother, take care of yourself and be well. Thank you.
Thank you.